I did not know this. I was just talking about how much I love Nightcrawler.
Whoa.
Hi, I'm Yara Shahidi, and this is Culture Threads. We're going to explore my influences and inspirations with the help of Google Arts and Culture. So let's get into it.
Was there a light bulb moment that sparked your podcast, The Optimist Project?
I'm really lucky to be business partners with my brilliant mother, Carrie Shahidi. And so one of the light bulb moments came from me calling her on campus. And I didn't have a concept, but I had a name called The Optimist Project. It was really weighing on me, where it was like, what does it mean to have dedicated these 4 years, and in many ways think that I'll dedicate my life to studying people that weren't able to prioritize optimism in their own life, in many ways sacrificed to be able to get their certain concepts across. Is there a world where there's balance? A podcast that made these conversations really accessible because we've been so inspired by them and knew so many people that would probably be equally as inspired.
Speaking of light bulbs, we know your favorite color is yellow. Let's try the color explorer and see what we find.
Beauford Delaney by Baldwin? Baldwin by Beauford Delaney. Baldwin is such a great way into finding and discovering other thinkers because he was so a part of this global community. I feel like Baldwin is a gift that keeps on giving because by reading his work, you're then introduced to the likes of a Harry Belafonte, or you're then introduced to the likes of a Beauford Delaney. And I don't know if I would be as aware of how many people are producing great work at the time, hearing about the people that he was moved by.
Did you know that Baldwin learned about light from Delaney?
I did not know this. The body of work they have together is so impressive. And I think about how impressive it is to think of what was created in environments of duress, high stress, life or death situations. And that's what makes the Harlem Renaissance even more impressive.
Like Baldwin and Delaney, another artist that traveled from Harlem to France was Josephine Baker. Can you tell us about Josephine Baker's influence on you?
Another hugely influential person in my life. Just an aesthetic level, there's something really beautiful about all of her costumes and being seen in such a public way that you don't see many Black women seen and celebrated. When I was preparing for the role of Tinkerbell, as random as this may seem, I looked at so many of her videos because her movement is so magical.
What about the Met Gala look?
So the Met Gala that year, the theme was Americana, and I already knew I was going with Dior. Josephine Baker came to the forefront because Dior dressed her for her American tour. I was in class because I had really wanted to figure it out. I saw this look, and I have the text thread where I screenshot it, I go, this is the one. But I think her insistence on taking up this space and being very glamorous is really beautiful.
Prince was also an artist who used fashion to take up space. What's your connection to him?
My father was his photographer, and they worked together for over a decade. My first touch point with what creativity could look like and artistry could look like was through him and through Prince. Not only growing up listening to the music, of course, but I feel like what many people may have heard or have seen glimpses of is the fact that he's so familially anchored. You know, when my first movie came out, he had copies. Like, there really is no way to capture his essence, and I really just love him for that.
You've also said that Eartha Kitt is one of your style icons.
I think what I also love is her voice in Emperor's New Groove means that she is truly an icon, to be like an iconic performer, and then also be this renowned voice actor in everyone's favorite kids movie.
From X-Men to the Odyssey, how does fiction help you see the world?
I don't know, it's a great exercise in using your imaginative and creative powers. And sometimes it is X-Men and it is larger than life, but I think what I like about the X-Men, similar to the Odyssey, the connection between the X-Men and the Odyssey, is that while it may be fictionalized, I think they're telling true stories and they capture sentiments of the time in a really great way.
If you could teleport like Nightcrawler, where would you go?
I love this. I was just talking about how much I love Nightcrawler. I really want to go to Morocco. Really want to go to Istanbul. I really want to go to like Lisbon. And I really want to go to Tokyo. So I feel like if I was Nightcrawler and I could teleport, I'd just kind of do a world tour.
Let's go to Lisbon. This is the National Museum of Ancient Art.
Whoa. This is so cool. I love a 3-piece anything. I love a trilogy. I've only seen pictures of this. So this was weirdly my 14-year-old obsession was Bosch. This is so cool because I feel like I've seen images. You know, I'll Google image something, but what's so cool about this exact feature is to see the whole thing as one.
Speaking of seeing things as one, We noticed there's a theme across your influences and inspirations, which is the journey of self-discovery. From Josephine Baker and James Baldwin's bold reinventions during the Harlem Renaissance, to Prince's use of fashion, to the heroic journeys of Odysseus and the adventures of Nightcrawler. They all share a curiosity and optimism about the world and their place in it.
It's so beautifully put. I feel like it's been a while since I've sat and thought about all of the different things that inspire me and what could connect Josephine Baker to Nightcrawler or James Baldwin to the Odyssey. Like you're saying, all of these moments really have a lot to do with learning about the world. So much of what moves me now in art, in production, in whenever I have a chance to speak publicly, is making a case for curiosity, because it's taken me down so many paths I could only imagine, and I don't think they'd exist if I hadn't been so open. I think what I love about a Google Arts and Culture, what I love about the podcast is like, it's really just the fact that I know everyone is built curiously, but so many times we don't have the access to the resources to really indulge and explore that. I love that it's such a light lift nowadays, that it's like there really is no reason to not indulge, even if for a couple minutes, in something that's piqued your curiosity. Thank you so much to Google Arts and Culture for this really fun exploration. You can of course follow here for more Culture Thread episodes. And, as inspired by this episode, let me know what inspires you in the comments.